buttery slow motion, and the composition, especially in a 9:16 frame, is so on point. I love that time lapse that started. Wow, hitting us right with it off the jump. That's a big intro. Yo, what's going on? My name is Peter, and today we are reacting to your sports video edits. Every once in a while on this channel, I take some of the edits submitted by you, the subscribers of this channel, and we review them publicly in a video to get inspiration for our own work, to see what people are doing that's really cool, and to just in general support each other and be inspired by the other videographers in this community. So without further ado, let's pick our first video. I like this one. Yo, Peter. VJ Cecilio says, "Hey Peter, been watching sports videos for a while now and your stuff motivates me a lot to keep staying creative and producing crazy stuff. I picked up my first camera back in 2016 in the 7th grade and I'm still going strong in 2022. I've done work for Cal, San Jose State, and a bunch of pro players, all self-taught. Here's a couple of my better videos. I'd love some feedback." Cool. So we got basketball and we got football. I'm a sucker for basketball, so let's do that. Wow, hitting us right with it off the jump. That's a big intro. I love the glitch overlays and the zoom ins. It's so good. This is a lot of fun. That was a very cool commitment video. I love how you just hit us with it right away, like right out the gate before I can even unmute on Instagram. It's like zoom in, zoom in, zoom in, zoom in, glitch transition, dunk. Like that's gonna get your attention when you're scrolling down your feed. I love that. You also were really good with keeping consistent transitions throughout the video. So like you committed to like the graffiti, glitchy kind of looking overlays, and you stuck with them and you did them effectively and consistently throughout. There wasn't a time where you threw like so many effects at it that it was just like overwhelming. And you also didn't like get lazy near the end of your edit and stop editing. It was really straightforward what this was from the jump. Like it's a commitment video, we got that. And then you ended on a slow shot, slowly pushing in on the player wearing his new jersey just to like tie a bow on everything. I thought it was really well done. Maybe it's just loud in my headphones, but it feels like the audio may have peaked at some point. So maybe just like watch the mix and bring it down a couple decibels. But like, I think this was pretty solid. Thank you for submitting. Great job. Kenny Sabugo, ignore the file name, UFC intern things. And the file is called test.mp4. That's funny. That's sick. I love that time lapse that started.
Lost his balance. UCF a chance in transition. Hendricks up high and down hard.
Nice. The blur outline that you've got going on the edge is really cool, and I love that like little high-pitched spike. This footage looks so clean.
Shot clock down to 1. Johnson making it happen.
Early morning cartoon shit. This is that goon shit.
Ooh, elevates.
Soon as the moon hit, I'm aware I'm a king. Back at the tomb, bitch.
That was so clean. I love the minimal sound design. Just like the underwater sounding commentary here and there with the text accompanying it on the screen. You had those little like knife slashes, I guess we're gonna call them, every once in a while on impactful moments to kind of draw my attention in. And you also did this really cool like blur effect where you kind of have like the edges here like blurry and zooming in towards the middle to draw your focus to the middle of the screen without putting like a harsh vignette, which I think is more stylized than just doing like a really hard vignette. You got my attention right off the jump with this like black and white glitchy time-lapse thing with a little bit of blue and a little bit of yellow and a little bit of green and pink in here. Like, you got my attention right away, and then you flash and we're right into the action with a big dunk off the bat. Super cool. I think your footage looks super clean, and you picked the right times to incorporate the commentary and then the right times to use your like minimalist, cool sound design in this video, and it all just complemented itself really well. But the coolest thing that I think you did in this is you did an excellent job incorporating visuals from fans and just things that aren't actually the basketball game. Like you got this guy here playing the guitar or whatever he's doing. You've got this little handshake here during the intros. There was a shot where a band went absolutely nuts right over here. Everyone looks like they're going crazy, and you can even see in the background of this shot there's fans going nuts. Seeing that type of stuff makes me think that this environment is a place that I have to be. Like if I lived in Florida, I would go to this. Two small things to consider though are, one, if we look at the audio waveforms, we are very much peaking here. Like there's a flat line across the top cutting off all of your audio. And right here, we're like completely, you can see right here on like the side measuring our audio, we're like right at 0 dB and everything sounds super distorted here as I scrub through it. So you want to make sure that when you're doing your mix, you bring everything down a few decibels so you're not peaking. Ideally, you want to sit like in here at like minus 12-ish or so. And the other thing, and I don't really know why you did this because you clearly didn't shoot this in standard definition. If we look at the properties of this file here, it's exported in 1280 by 720, which is like not full high definition. And nowadays with everyone shooting in 4K, and I'm pretty sure this was shot in 4K, probably with a modern camera considering the look of the footage. I'm not sure why it was exported like this, because it just makes everything look a little bit more compressed. And if you're gonna upload this online to like YouTube or something, YouTube is gonna compress a 720p file more than it's gonna compress a 4K file, and the same video in 4K is gonna just look better on YouTube than it will in 720p. But the actual edit and the capturing of the atmosphere and making me feel this game was really well done. Ethan says, yo, hey Peter, love the content, I've been following for a while and you were a huge inspiration when I was first getting into sports videography. Here's a video I did for the University of Kentucky hockey. It was their big rivalry game against Louisville. I'd love some constructive criticism and feedback. Heck yeah, I'm always down to watch a cool hockey edit. Let's get into it.
I've seen it from a distance, but it's special. It's way up there with any rivalry.
Louisville fans are hating it because Kentucky is finally getting the hype that they deserve.
This is kind of fun.
Otherwise,
I wonder how we're going to transition out of this. This is cool.
and it's a 10-minute shot from the solid.
Cannot have guys been thrown out of the game. Can have them put people in the box.
This is nice, more of like a storytelling thing,
With passion, no race,
really building it up.
key components.
This is cool.
Here we go. What a crowd at the barn at the Lexington Ice Center.
Yeah, this commentary is doing a good job tying it all
Cats
together.
And cars.
And I like all the cuts on the base hits. That's really fun. This atmosphere looks nuts.
I got a whole lot of money. Y'all it for me. Bottle key, popping that water bag, jacking.
Tucky. Here comes Coskren. Coskren over to Costello and scores! Colin Costello.
Nice.
Come on, won't never love 'em. I'm way up. You know I've been above 'em. I stay up. Step into me trying to tuck it out. No one got there. Where they ain't it's me to talk about. Hold up.
I like the mix up on the music, how you kind of have a few different tracks that you've been mixing in here.
His 10th of the season.
Where's that? Motherfuckers getting no love. You, hold up. You, what's up? Getting none. You, what's up?
Oh no, here we go. Accidental hit into the goalie and the Cards are taking exception.
Motherfuckers getting no love. You, hold up. You, what's up? Getting none. You, what's up? Motherfuckers getting no love. You from me.
And the greatest.
Bring the permit barrel to Lexington. Louisville is beat because the Cats are on top.
Very cool. I wouldn't have thought about a Kentucky hockey video. That seems in my mind like something that just doesn't exist. But it was very cool to see. I think you executed it well. The storytelling aspect was just awesome. How you led into it slowly and kind of gave me this, like, these TV bits kind of alluding to the rivalry a little bit. And then instead of just throwing me into a bunch of highlights, you gave me some talk in the locker room of the coach giving his preamble before the game and the fans outside, and showing me like that atmosphere that's built up around Kentucky hockey apparently, which I had no idea about. But it kind of just all sets the scene here and makes me care more about the team, so that when we get to this part where they're actually running out, I'm in the loop, I'm in the know, and I kind of understand like what this team's goal is. And then finally, like, your footage capture was really good. I like how when you were shooting this, you kept it kind of wide so I can see like all the fans in the back here and like the atmosphere that's built around this, but I also have the guy like as clear as he's gonna get when you're shooting through glass in my frame. And then we get a nice shot of the goal right here. It's a shame that he kind of like slides over to the other side and then you have to try to pull your focus because you've missed focus here a little bit, and just the way she goes sometimes. But you kind of get your focus back like right here. So as long as your shot like starts in focus right here and then ends in focus right here, it's honestly usually forgivable, so not that big a deal. Yeah, then you just kind of got a whole bunch of different angles. So like you were down at the glass over here, then you went up and we're shooting through the net, and then you came to the corner and we're shooting into the side to get a couple good hits. And you just like had like a whole bunch of different angles, and you had wide shots and you had tight shots. I also noticed you used my overlays from my website on my free overlay pack, so shout out that. Go grab those in the description if you're about it. Overall, just like good storytelling, really driven by commentary, which is something I've been trying to get more into and really appreciate. And like, just a good video. Hockey in Kentucky looks cool. Never thought I'd say that in my life. All right, here's a submission from Chadrick Berger. Hey Peter, I was hoping you'd throw my reel in your next react and to subscribers edits if you like it. I generally work in the fitness space, but I've done everything from like NFL, NCAA to Netflix, comedy specials, and docuseries. That's big time stuff, Netflix. But here's a recent reel of both as a file and the Instagram link to who posted it. My Instagram is @undeniablemedia. Here's a link to her posting the edit. By the way, everyone's Instagram is going to be linked down below in the description, so go show everybody in this video some love, like when you're done watching. Now let's check out this video. This footage is super high quality. This just looks sharp and crisp. This is like buttery slow motion, and the composition, especially in a 9x16 frame, is so on point. That was a cool transition too. Alright, in the detail shots, that was so good. I see why you do Netflix stuff, because like this looks like Netflix quality type of stuff. Just like the way that you're able to maintain like good composition in a 9x16 frame, it's awesome. We have first shot center framed, cut to center framed, cut to center framed, great depth of field, and full body, even when swinging the rope, fully in the frame all the time. Then here, she like so satisfyingly swings right into the middle of the frame, which is awesome. And then you give us this nice audio clip of her yelling, and then give me a very clean transition into the next shot. Right there, I love that transition. That's just so smooth, a little fade in. And then it comes to this nice detail shot, and I like how here I don't really know what's happening. And then it cuts out and kind of reveals a similar action where the arm is still holding a metal bar and going up, but it's clearly not the same metal bar. This is clearly a barbell, and then we have a dumbbell here. But the motion is moving in the same way, so the edit works. And then you have this sound effect that accompanies the head turn like so well. And cuts into this cut perfectly, and again we're like have a continuity with your motion here. So she turns to look back like away, and then we zoom in and away to like what she was like looking at, quote unquote, even though it's a different shot. So you've done a really good job with motion continuing all the way through. I might be wrong here, but this looks like it's broken the 180-degree rule, because we're on the left side of the rowing machine for this shot, and then here we're clearly on the right side of the rowing machine as she goes right. So that cut was a little bit jarring in it, but not a big deal. Worst case, you could always just like do a horizontal flip on this shot so that it looks like it's coming from the other side. So if we just like, I don't know, let's actually flip it. So we take a horizontal flip and put it on this clip. Now we have the row and then the row again. And it kind of looks like you're on the same side of the rowing machine now as this row detail shot happens. So it's like less jarring for the viewer, but I don't think I need to tell you how the 180-degree rule works. I'm pretty sure you know exactly what that is. That's really cool how you have the coach yelling, kind of recentering me, and this shot, like this is such a cool vantage point, purposely turning the camera as she turns, and then you kind of spin the camera up and cut, well, don't cut, you dissolve to a shot where she's spinning up in the same way. So again, the motion continuing forward in the same direction. It's a theme throughout this video and it's executed really well. And then here's a perfect example of motion. So she like pulls herself up, and as she gets to the top here, you can see that she like cuts to this shot where she's in a very similar position with her hands curled under like this, and then finishes the action and pushes it over her head. The shots just look great. You've edited this very well so that all the actions go together. You've incorporated audio of dialogue and people yelling and the coach when appropriate. It's just beautiful. This is great inspiration for me. If I ever want to film weightlifting, it's great inspiration for anyone else who's watching the channel who may want to film weightlifting. And I personally really appreciate you submitting this video. So thank you very much. Thank you to everyone who submitted a video for this episode. If you liked the videos that you saw, make sure to go show everybody some love in the comment section. Their Instagrams are all going to be down there. So go check them out. If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel because I post videography and video editing tips and tutorial videos similar to this on a regular basis, and I'd love to have you around for that. Anyways, that is going to be all for this one. So until next time, peace.